I'm Rachel Rhodes, and I play it forward by finding gratitude and joy in the movement that I can do in the moment.
She's a badass. I think that's probably one word that comes to mind, just an overall summary of her.
Whenever I was in high school, I was a fit girl.
She was involved in gymnastics, softball, basketball. She was a cheerleader at one point, weightlifting. She was involved on the track team.
I was just really active and enjoying life. In my junior year, I was in a really traumatic car accident, and I had a lot of injuries to the tissues in my right leg, and then also my best friend passed away in the accident.
It left her pretty emotionally and physically scarred.
I spiraled into a super deep depression. I lived for my next cigarette, I lived for my next drink, I lived on caffeine. Basically, I had just given up on life, and I was doing whatever I could to make it through the next moment. It was whenever I made the decision to become a nurse that I recognized that I could do hard things. And so that was whenever I started running with the goal of running my first 5K.
It was like she was reintroduced to an old friend.
It brought me back to life. I didn't recognize what I had been missing out on by not being involved in sports. The 5K turned into a 10K distance, and then I completed the Seattle Marathon, and I just started to really love myself and love life. And I wake up one morning, I went to walk across the house to the bathroom so I could start getting ready for the day, and I felt like I was in a fun house instead of being in my home. And we rushed to the emergency room. The doctor came in to the room to give me the diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, and I remember just wailing. I had a life planned out full of activity and full of rich moments, and I knew that might be compromised. The nurse asks you every morning what your goal for the day is. I told her it was to be a badass. That has been my goal since diagnosis, is to show up every day like a total badass and do everything I can to not accept a future that I don't consent to.
Getting hit with MS and seeing her body degrade, and then seeing the challenges that she was going through mentally as well, it was really hard.
She went from a person who was a really active lifestyle to nothing in a matter of months.
It was a really big shock, I think, to her life.
My body was so weak. Treatment was so hard on me. I wrote a letter to my children saying goodbye because I truly did not know if I was going to make it.
I know that she wrote that note, that she said that she wrote. It was a note, pretty much, in case she passed away, that my stepdad could give to me and my siblings.
At the end of the first year after my treatment, I was very, very depressed. And I had to start moving my body again because there's so many benefits to our physical, mental, and emotional health to just moving our bodies. I started going to physical therapy, and so they had an entry to give away for the women's triathlon, TRY-athlon, and I ended up winning that entry. And I'd never done a triathlon. Well, I don't even own a bike, but I'm gonna do this triathlon. And it was the most empowering, amazing event that I've ever done in my life. And that gave me so much inspiration to say, okay, I did something that was hard for me, so what can I do next?
And if she sets a goal, she's gonna see it through.
She doesn't do stuff halfway. She's a badass.
That feeling of I did that, me, I did that. The chubby mom that lives in the suburbs that's busy with the kids, I showed up and I put in the work. You just want to feel it again.